Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. And so today we're going to step away from DuelingBook, and I'm going to go ahead and showcase a deck with the new Herald support. I was always a fan of Heralds in general, and I just wanted to go ahead and showcase a new Cyber Angel Herald deck profile with the new Herald support. Keep in mind, I did say Cyber Angel Herald, so this is a very high amount of Cyber Angels in the deck compared to most builds. So in other words, it's not just running Ben 10. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the profile, and if you haven't already, give this video a like and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. And so heading right into the deck profile, it is very consistent. However, one of the main weaknesses of the deck is if it got hit with an Ash, or you can go ahead and, let's say for example, draw too many of one thing, so you can draw too many spells or too many monsters, you will have a tough time playing. So your ideal hand is to get a mix of 2 of one and 3 of the other, or at most points, but because you're running all spells and most of those spells are consistency spells, you should have no problem getting to your monsters. But as I stated, if you do not have a way of starting your plays, you're pretty much at a GG. So, heading right into the profile, we have one nwyrkrb. We're playing fairies, so it's a standard card to run. 3 Sick, 3 Scepter, there's Stick Share combo. O is a definite, so 3 Scepter, 3 Sovereignty. 3 of the new support, Diviner of the Herald. If you are unaware of what this card does, you can normal or special summon the card, send a fairy from your deck or your extra deck to your graveyard, and increase the level of this card. And if it's tributed, you can go ahead and special summon a level 2 or lower fairy monster from your hand or deck. So automatically your first target would be Herald of the Arclight, and you can go ahead and summon out your Petit Angel. And the best part of Stick Chair combo is that it's going to help you go through your deck so fast that you can go ahead and make sure you get into your Christia and your Herald as soon as possible. Speaking of the Cyber Angels, we have our highest level, Cyber Angel Dakini. This card is mainly in here as you're going first Cyber Angel. If you're going to be playing second, I would recommend setting this out for Vishnu, as Vishnu would not only allow you to OTK, but Vishnu would also allow you to protect by just returning a ritual monster from your graveyard to your deck. So it's efficient in both protection, OTK, aiding your opponent, and not only is it efficient in both of those things, it can go ahead and recycle a card. Next, one of our main sources of the deck, if not your win condition, Herald of Perfection. Simple enough, if your opponent activates a card, you can go ahead and just discard a fairy monster from your hand and negate the activation. And if you do, destroy it. So it doesn't matter where they activate from, what they activate, as long as it's an activation, you can just go ahead and negate if you like. And here we are to our second best card in the deck in my opinion, Cyber Angel Ben 10. And its on-field effect rarely comes up because you are running Cyber Angels in this. And it's pretty much, if you go ahead and attack a monster, you inflict, it's pretty much, in other words, a Flame Wingman. But instead of the attack, it's the defense. But the main effect you're using is if this card is tributed, you're going to add 1 light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. So you're most likely going to add Stick or Chair. If you're missing one or the other, going for Christia. Or if you have no other plays and you don't want to go ahead and search out your Christia and you don't have either Stick or Chair in your hand, you're most likely going to go for Diviner of the Heralds. And one of the last Cyber Angel cards, Cyber Angel Ida 10. This card is great in tandem with Ben 10 because if you go ahead and Ritual Summon out Ida 10 tributing your Ben 10, you pretty much have a pseudo pre-preparation of rites, as you will go ahead and be able to search a fairy monster and a ritual spell. So you can go ahead and search Herald of Perfection, and you can go ahead and search Dawn of the Herald. Speaking of pre-preparation rites, we have 3 pre-preparation of rites. Best searcher in the deck because it searches 2 for 1, which is your Herald of Perfection and your Dawn of the Herald to summon out the Herald of Perfection. And here's one of the most interesting texts that I've ran when I was playing in Cyber Angel Herald back in the day, and I still continue to use it, is reasoning. Now the reason for reasoning is that if you're playing first, you want to go ahead and try and dump out a few spells. Not only that, it is possible to throw out your Christia without going to any other plays, and you can also go ahead and land a Scepter or Divine of the Heralds. So you really don't care what you land if something does land, but if your cards do go to the graveyard, you're most likely going to have cards in your graveyard to go with your Christia or any of your spells. And that is going to come very much in handy when you use Ritual Sanctuary. Next, we're going to run 3 Celestial Observatory. You're most of the time going to have a level 6 in your hand, so you might as well just go ahead and take advantage and continue to go through your deck as much as possible. 39 cards, we're running 1 Upstart, 1 Terraforming for the Ritual Sanctuary, Foolish Burial because you kind of want your Diviner of the Herald or even your Star Seraph Scepter or even Sire Petit Angel in your graveyard, so you can bring it back with your Ritual Sanctuary. 3 Preparation of Rites, one of the best searchers for rituals and recursion in the case of bringing back the spells from your graveyard to your hand. 3 Dawn of the Herald Standard, 2 Machine Angel Ritual. This card I obviously run for the Idatan and the Kini, but not only that, it is protection, so you don't even have to waste a negate for Herald of Perfection in order to protect everything. And lastly, 3 Ritual Sanctuary to round out the main deck. This literally is just, I'm going to bring something back to get another search in case of reviving Divine of the Herald, Sire Petit Angel, or Star Seraph Scepter, and if you have enough spells in your graveyard, you can either bring back your Christia, or Herald of Perfection if it was properly ritual summoned. But the main part is that you can go ahead and discard any spell, and you can go ahead and search for any ritual spell or a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. The best part about this card, you can use both effects in the same turn, and the returning the spells to deck to revive a card is actually a cost. So you can go ahead and bring back cards that you could still use, like Upstart if you really need to. Do pre-preparation of rites, preparation of rites, for examples, and you always have cards that you can go through. If you like, you can even run 2 copies of Pot of Desires. It will not hurt the deck at all, as you always have cards to go ahead and go into, and you're mostly rolling 3-offs of everything. Onto the extra deck, we have 1 Cyframe Lord Omega. Diviner of the Heralds is a tuner monster, so this will come in handy every once in a while, especially when you can put back your Machine Angel Ritual or your Dawn of the Heralds and go ahead and use them with Preparation of Rites to recover the Dawn of the Herald, or you can just go ahead and put protection back in your graveyard with Machine Angel Ritual. Next, you're running 3 Herald of the Arclight because you're playing Divine of the Heralds. You're going to have an easy way of dumping this. Instead of using extra Foolish Burial or Gale Dogra, you can just go ahead and dump it from your extra deck with Divine. Next, for our 2 XCs for the Stick Share combo, we have Evil Storm Ouroboros and Stellar Knight Deltaros. Depending on your situation and where you would play first, but Evil Storm Ouroboros would most likely be when you're playing first, and Deltaros is when you're playing second. Next, we have our 2 Link 4s, which is Borosaur Dragon and Appaloosa, both the Goddess. You rarely run into the chance of making these, but it is a very good option to run into them in case you're afraid of wasting your negates or you just want to OTK your opponent. Crystal Needle Fiber is in here just if you want to go through your deck even more by going ahead and linking off your Diviner the Heralds with a Cyberpetite Angel or any other monster that you don't want, and you can bring back another. So that's one option you have. I don't really have a Tuner Synchro monster in the extra deck because I really don't need it, but we can go ahead and run it if you like. I'm running 2 Hippo Shingen and 2 Cloth Thief because the reason I do this, if you happen to have Christia already in your hand, you can just go ahead and use Stick Chair to just go ahead and use these to get your 4 fairies in the graveyard as soon as possible. So you don't have to go ahead and waste the extra summons or anything just to get another monster in the grave. So you can go ahead and after you have a stick and 2 chairs on the field, you can just go ahead and go into Hippo Shingen again. You can make it into another one. And that's going to be 4 in the grave already. And you can just go ahead and bring down Christia. Cloth Thief is just there as a way of making sure you have 4. And you have a way of drawing through your deck as well as a backup plan. But you're rarely going to use the effect, honestly, because you're just going through your deck as consistent as possible. Herald of Mirages is our second and most interesting card in the deck, in my opinion, as far as the extra deck is concerned, because not only is this a pseudo Herald in case you can't get to your Herald, but since it's weak, you pretty much just go ahead and you can crash it and recover your resources, and go ahead and make another Herald in case. And lastly, Summon Great Armorage is just a way of making sure you get to your protections, and not only that, a way of manipulating your graveyard to get 4 fairies as fast as possible. Anyways, this is the deck profile. Please comment down below if you have any changes you would make or any suggestions you would like to make in the future. But again, if you haven't already, leave a like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future updates. I thank you guys for your time and hope to see you guys again next time. See ya!